Yes, there's Alan Brown going back on to Breville Conrod Straight, and that smile will be getting almost ear to ear at this stage. We'll take a break and return for the closing stages of this year's Hardy Frodo 1000. Richards in the Marlborough Holden dealer team, 05 Commodore. Giving him a race of it though was Kevin Bartlett, who's come from behind and passed at the end of Breville Conrod Straight. Jimmy Richards in great shape. Peter Brock waits anxiously from the pits, hoping that nothing will go wrong. Nothing usually goes wrong with Peter Brock's race preparation, it must be said. Always turns out a magnificent car, and a car that will run at the front in the first lap and the final lap. Well, today it wasn't the first lap, but it's certainly running up there near the final lap. I think that Brian Sampson would be very delighted to be up there running so strongly in the race at this moment in 4th place, along with Alan Brown, who we met earlier. Presenting them proudly here today after the bad luck that beset Dick Johnson in the opening laps of today's race. The battle of the tobacco companies coming up as the Grice entry attempts to pull back a lap that it lost earlier. And we're seeing Jimmy Richards really playing a conserving game. He's allowed Kevin Bartlett to come from behind and stay out of trouble, just let Bartlett go past. And now it's the Grice Craven Mild entry that looms up alongside that Marlborough Commodore. Jim doesn't give him too much of a break. They both, well, hello, the K Power entry is running a bit short of steam, trying to head up the mountain. That's the Jag Parts entry. Yes, a little fogging of the windscreen there. A bit of heavy breathing. Okay, up towards GTX Bend, the right-hander. And here we have them coming up with this great dice, still continuing between Jimmy Richards in 05 and the Alan Grice Craven Mild car. Take a look at the outright slowly for you. Number 5, of course, the leader. Jim Richards at the wheel at the moment, 160 laps completed. In second place is the Cadbury Schweppes Commodore of Peter Jansen and Larry Perkins from Victoria on 159. Then comes the Commodore of Pete Gagan and Golson on 156. They're in third place overall. In fourth is the Commodore of Alan Brown and Brian Sampson, the Recar Commodore. In sixth place, Charlie O'Brien and Garth Wigston and the Roadways Deutsch Commodore. In seventh place, we have Fred Geisler and Gary Rogers and another Commodore. It's getting monotonous. In eighth place, of course, the number 6 Commodore. That's Alan Grice and Johnny Smith that are trying at the moment to get unlapped from Jim Richards. In ninth place, overall, is the Alpha Couriers Ford Capri, driven by Barry Seaton and Don Smith.
And the recar of Ronnie Wantless is in 10th spot.
12th place, the 9 Camaro that sat on pole for today's race. Just for this little dice continuing, though, we'll let the IBM computer punch up how everyone is placed on 160 laps, or those who have dropped out and the number of laps accredited to. I thought Richards was going to just ease off and let Grice or John Smith pass last lap, but as soon as they got up alongside each other, door handle to door handle along pit straightaway, it spurred Jimmy Richards on a little. Johnny Smith is at the wheel, of course, after that problem they had earlier when they wound up in the bunker at the end of Conrod Straight. But Johnny Smith trying to atone a little, I would think, at this stage, and trying to get inside of Jimmy Richards. Won't be too long before these flags come out. Here it comes, the checkered flag for Peter Brock and Jim Richards. Richards at the wheel. A great finish. Peter Brock now makes it 5 Hardy Frodo successes. And a tremendous driving piece by Jimmy Richards, who of course rode out the last part of the race for Peter Brock. The first time ever that Peter Brock has been accredited a winner and watched on from the pit area while his co-driver finished. Second place overall as the rest of the cars come into finish now. We'll go to Peter Jansen and Larry Perkins in the Cadbury Schweppes Commodore.
Entry. Yep. Third place, Pete Gagan.
There's
Car 21. That is great to see. Pete Gagan and Paul Golson in the Stockton Coin and Bullion Commodore entry will take out third place. Fourth spot to car 15, another Commodore. This one entered by Ricard, Alan Brown and Brian Sampson. Fifth place will go to